Great.
That they just makes it refresh.
Yes. Yes, I really appreciate that. Yes. Okay.
So,
Hey guys.
can you please
So we're coming on just a few minutes early. Tonight the internet is really, really bad. So we have been doing tests back and forth. So we've been doing tests back and forth, trying to make sure that everything will work, and we're not sure if it's going to yet. So I'm going to try, and I came on just a little bit early, so if you want to go back and watch Brad and Krista, make sure to do that. But we have to do a Google Hangout every time we try to do just the YouTube Live, so there's the chat. It doesn't work, and everything just shuts down. So if you want to chat, come over to the Google Hangout under Dirtpatcheaven. And make sure to put your comments in here because I can see them here. And I will leave the chat window open so that everybody can chat. But we're doing our best to get it up. We were tempted to go over to the church parking lot tonight because they actually have some good internet over there. But we don't know if we can actually access it from the parking lot. We know we could access it in the church itself, but the church is locked. So, and what are the girls doing?
They're distracted.
Doing
distracted things.
Distracted things. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad we have distracted things.
All right. So,
okay, guys, we are moving forward with the rental, which is super, super exciting. And I have been spending the last 3 or 4 days just getting everything boxed up. We sold all of our couches. We sold the girls' beds. We found a lot of really disgusting things under the girls' beds, which I guess shouldn't be that surprising since they're 7 and 9. And so one thing that I kind of wanted to talk today about is, can you be a prepper or a homesteader, and can you be a minimalist at the same time? And for those of you who don't know what a minimalist is somebody that only owns the things that they need. They don't own stuff that just kind of lays around and collects dust. And I've always really liked that, but at the same time, I am such a pack rat when it comes to things that I feel like I could fix a little bit and sell in order to bring extra money in. And so I would love it if you guys would like to come over and chat with us about what do you think about homesteading and minimalism and prepping, and when is enough, and when do you kind of close the doors and say, okay, so I want to be prepped, but there is a limit to how much stuff I should own. We still have a few minutes before Brad and Krista are done broadcasting, so we're just going to sit here and visit until then, and make sure to come and put in questions and comments. And sometimes I have to switch back and forth between the screens for a minute before it picks up. But again, if you go to, let's see, it's so much fun trying to get the link to you guys. Right. It's G+.
G+. No. I'm going to put it back on.
Are you going to put it on Facebook?
I'm going to put it on YouTube Live through my phone.
It's going to die.
Dual camera again. No. Because this one's running on cellular, so it will run up our data nicely. So. Okay. So I have all sorts of Q&As available. Just put a question in. I do have it showing here. And let's see, how much time do we have before we start? So we have 2 minutes before we're supposed to start. I am trying to get everything I own spun up. Not really. Okay, so I have a lot of knitting projects that I am doing right now. Amy from over on Patreon has commissioned me to do her one of my sweaters, and I have to have all of her yarn spun before we leave for in the RV, because I don't have room to take the Mach 3, which this is the Mach 3. And the Mach 3 is super, super efficient, super, super fast, amazing spinning wheel. But it is a studio spinning wheel, not a Not a traveling space.
big. It won't do well with RV life.
It's almost 30 pounds. It's very heavy and it's enormous.
And it's awesome.
Mhm.
And it's awesome.
And it's awesome.
And we love it.
So I'll be taking it over to Tina Stowers, who you guys know. She's over at my homesteading project. And she will be keeping it for us while we're gone and using it a ton, I hope. And so, so anyway, I have to get as much yarn spun up as I possibly can before we leave, because I won't have as much space. I won't have as much space in the,
Sorry guys, I'm gonna be reaching across and making noises. And
I won't have as much space in the RV
okay, we're
as
live.
I do here. So probably what we'll be taking is the polywog,
Yes.
because it is the most versatile of the wheels that I have that's also portable. So yeah, I have a whole sweater to get spun up. I have a scarf to get spun up. Do you want to go get the brown yarn and we'll show
Yes.
them Rick's sock yarn?
Yes.
It's up on the loop,
Okay.
up next to the stove.
Okay, hi guys on YouTube Live. Glad you're here. I may be able to get to comments. I'll have to grab my phone and.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe
we'll
not.
have to wait.
So G+ will be where we'll be able to read the comments right now.
Oh, hey, Uncle KK.
Sorry.
Hey, I like the name.
Brown
that's
sock
interesting.
yarn is where?
It's just on the wire shelf next to the wood burning stove.
Okay.
And so every second that I'm not packing, okay, there's permaculture. Hey, permaculture, I can see your emblem. I have no idea what you just said. We may have to put John on the other side so that he can read. So he can read the questions. But anyway, hey everybody, I love seeing you. Hi, Dirtpatcheaven family. I'm quite interested and excited about the topic for tonight. Flying. Hey, I got your card, Rebecca, and thank you so much. That was so sweet. Hey, Palmetto Paratrooper. What was it I was talking to you about? Was it what were we talking about? Oh, the comment that Palmetto made about how he likes to see a woman covered in blood making food for her family. And it just made me want to think of where we were actually on a killing things topic. You didn't have to bring in like a topic of like what you would kill them with, because apparently I was already covered in blood, which I don't know. It makes me sound kind of like a horrible person, doesn't it?
All right. So Doc Kozlowski, yes, 2 streams. We're gonna run this one on YouTube Live off of our phone. So sorry, it's gonna be jittery.
So I wanted to show you guys this yarn. This is Romney, and it's going to turn into a pair of heavy-duty hunting socks. So it takes me, how many hours? It took me about 25 hours to get this spun up. And it's going to take me another probably 30 hours to knit it, somewhere in that neighborhood, because they're going to come up on and be high on the calves. Sorry, I'll try and
No. I was playing around with the selfie stick.
If
basically.
you pointed at my butt, I am going to smack you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally did do that. I think it was funny. Okay, so lots of spinning projects.
So sorry guys, you guys on YouTube are getting my face a lot because I have to squint to see what the comments are. Permaculture Homestead says y'all so cute. So
Are we?
showing your butt apparently.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Not
so.
cool. Okay, so what else were we talking about? Okay, so I've got that. I've got Helios. I need to do his hat up because on Patreon I owe him a double hat, one of my heavy duty winter hats. Once a month I send him one of those, and I need to dig around and find the yarn that I want to use for it. I probably already have it spun up, but I haven't started knitting it yet. What else? Do I have any other spinning and knitting projects?
It's just nonstop spinnery.
I need to get some scarves and aprons pre-cut and serged so that I can finish them on the road, so that if I have an order come in from them, I'm a little bit ahead. Need to take the serger back over to my mom because she bought it so that I could use it.
Oh, nice. Sullivan Homestead, canning pizza sauce, but going to try and keep up.
Oh, I
That's
wish I
awesome.
was canning tomato sauce. We're probably going to be eating all of our food storage that's canned
And
and
did you
turning
wanna
it
tell
into
them?
like fruit leather and stuff.
Did you tell them about our pizza sauce that we made?
It was good.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Well, first time we ever tried it, and it came out just wonderful.
Yeah, it was really good.
So,
I will not be canning this year. Honestly, it's been like 3 years since I've canned. When the last time I canned so much that we've still got applesauce and green beans and dilly beans and jam. You know, I kind of overdo it. I grew up in a family. I was the oldest of 7, and so whenever I get out my canning stuff, I make it for a family of 7. And so it's been 2 or 3 years since I canned, and we still haven't gone through everything. So probably what we'll do is we'll get our applesauce and make fruit leather out of it. When are you planning?
No, flying versus
Rebecca
fun.
is working on pickles.
Pickles. Yep. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
And then when are you planning on leaving? So Sharon, did you ask us if we're coming out to you? Here's the problem while we're getting ready. I've asked Tangi, you guys know Tangi, the caver's wife. She's helping me get all this together because right now I am up to my eyeballs in packing boxes and I'm having a really hard time keeping track of who has said they want to host us. And so, did you lose Sharon and her question?
No, it got buried in the feed.
Um,
Rachel, Flying Bee Farms working on
Hey,
pickles
Teresa
tonight.
Dean. Good to see ya. Yes, the card was really special. Okay, so when you find Sharon again.
Well, as soon as I can. There
There
she
she
is.
I told Danny you may.
Smack Mr. Dirt tonight.
I know, I really
no,
might.
it's just kind of a
If I have to
life
keep getting up
sort
and
of
down
thing.
and worry about where the camera's pointed, that's not cool.
Sharon says Tangi's awesome. Yes, she
Tangi is amazing. Okay, so back to that. So any of you, Tangi has just done me up a letter to send out to those who are hosting us so that you have like our criminal record history. You'll know just what jails we've been
right.
residents of and
Mhm.
all the bad things we've done in life.
Right.
And she will be sending that to people so that she can start giving us something of a map and an itinerary so we can get back to you guys and you're not wondering when we'll be coming. And so when you get that letter from Tangi, don't be surprised. She's just
Or offended.
She is just such a huge, huge help. And I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now without her. So she's amazing.
So let's see what the comments are saying. Hello, hi, Country Crafts.
Hi, I'm not sure how G Plus works.
Right.
I will just watch. You're welcome
Is
to
this
chime
correct?
in, though,
Yes,
Teresa.
Teresa Dean, it is.
Just go for it. It's totally working.
You got it. And let's see, we're trying to juggle
Palmetto.
comments between the two
I
platforms.
don't know what your sign means, Palmetto. What does the 0 with the slash mean?
After watching everything you need to know about raising chickens video.
You need to move the cursor because it's covering up the next question. Just move the cursor so it's not on him. Okay.
Hi, guys.
Can you get the G Plus link to smack Mr. Dirt? What? No, you moved it.
I did not.
Yeah, it moved it. Can you give the Google Plus link to those on YouTube? Does somebody mind going over and giving that? Every time I've tried to do that,
just
it's
doesn't
not the
work,
right
yeah.
link. It's supposed to be the preset link that I put in, but then it's never the right one.
So,
You guys have decided to leave the house and go on vacation then. Did you find someone
to rent the house.
to rent the house? We have found several people that want the house. We found several people who wanted to rent to own. And these people, we have 2 right now that we're doing background checks on.
Mhm.
And what, you sounded excited,
Sorry,
like
yeah.
you took a
No,
breath, like
no,
let
no.
me tell.
Sharon popped up and asked if we could give the Google Plus link. The way to do that, if you can, go into Dirtpatcheaven and go to the About page, and we're losing the Google Plus. So go to our About page and look for the G Plus link, and it's under that. So the stream looks like it's going to go bad even on cellular, guys. So
Right, but a lot
once
of
we die
times-
out, sorry.
A lot of times people will actually come from here and just take and copy the link and then go put it in the comments. That's
Exactly.
usually what somebody does.
Yeah,
Hey, Doug and
guys, can you do
Stacy.
that in the chat?
It's like
So,
a treasure hunt. What's like a treasure hunt?
trying to find us.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. But
Yeah,
for some
Doug and Stacy
reason,
nailed it too.
the Google Hangout link is the one that's strong enough that can handle our low bandwidth.
Right. The encoding is different. Google's kind
Zero.
of
Oh wait,
proprietary.
0/ is a wave from the left hand. You also have they're both hands. Oh, okay. Thanks, Black Mesa. Oh my
Quite up
goodness,
on
my eyes are so good to be able to reach this far. You have a host here, plug in for power, sewage, and 5 acres
Oh,
idea.
Thank you,
As you
Jennifer.
use your canned foods on the road, you should leave your jars with host families in exchange for new canned. Oh my
Hey,
goodness,
good.
Jennifer, that is an amazing idea. Gosh, you got a brain on you. I never would have thought of that. That is an amazing idea.
So Jennifer emailed us yet?
Huh?
Jennifer, email us.
Yeah, make sure to email us.
dirtpatcheaven@gmail.com.
Anybody who wants to host us, make sure it's dirtpatcheaven@gmail.com. That's the only way I'm able to keep track of it. If you just put it in comments on my videos, I don't see them. I just don't see them, and I can't keep track of them. We don't need no prison records.
Sharon just put the link on YouTube. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
It should show up in the chat somewhere over there.
And we want to go to Deep South. We have so many people that we've been friends with for a long
Doug and
time
Stacy,
now that are at the top of our list. But, you know, we're making new friends as we go, and we don't want to leave anybody out. And so on top of that, we're really hoping that for those who have big channels, that maybe we can do a meet and greet at your home and have other YouTubers that know about us come, and maybe we'll have some little workshops there about butchering animals or about how to create a YouTube channel or stuff like that. What was I going to say about that?
Let's see, Stacy. Yes, if we get to Australia, and we would love to get down to Australia.
The RV, no.
I don't think the RV would drive. It's got a lot of tires, but that's not a lot of.
But
we would love to go and see you sometime.
In Darwin, North Territory, Australia.
Yeah, wouldn't that be just awesome?
Well, welcome.
Current time 9:35 a.m.
Funny thing that YouTube is showing.
So
well, but
hey, so what's going on in the future anyway, Stacy? So
what?
She's a day ahead of us.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we wanted to get back to minimalism. So my point is that I've always wanted to live in a teeny little cabin and only have the things that I need, because of all the things that I hate housework the most. I feel like it is the biggest waste of my time. I'd rather be cooking. I'd rather be reading a story to my kids or going for a walk or milking a goat or gardening. I hate housework. And so minimalism to me is a huge big deal. And I used to, as a young married couple, I used to collect all sorts of preparedness stuff. And I just collected it and collected it and collected it.
Yeah,
because I felt like we had to have it and it would save us money. And then I got to a certain point where it's like, no, this isn't right. Why am I preparing the stuff that I never use? Because then I pay money for it and it just sits, and I might, you know, that money could have gone to something that was important or something that was fun.
Right.
And so my journey from like scared prepper to homesteader was that I got rid of all my prepping stuff that I didn't actually use. And now I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to keep food storage that we're not actually rotating through, and I'm not willing to have 2 years of food storage.
Right.
I'm willing to have a year of food storage of food that we actually use, and I don't want it to take up a huge amount of space.
Well, and we found we eat about the same seven or 8 meals anyway, so
We do.
we only need a minimum ingredients anyway.
Yeah.
And Sharon says she doesn't think we can take the goats to Australia.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't that be sad? Well, and the renters, both renters that we're talking to right now actually want to keep the goats because they tried the milk and they're like, oh my gosh, it just tastes like cow's milk. It's better than cow's milk.
Yeah. Uncle KK says put some pontoon floats on the RV.
That's a great idea.
Right? Let the little back wheels paddle us there. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, YouTube. Let's grab you. You got to see my face while I read your comments, too. How long will we be on the road? JRC Homestead, Texas.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes housework.
Right.
I mean, I like housework when it's done quickly and efficiently and I can move on to something else. I don't mind washing dishes and I don't mind doing the floor, but I do mind having mountains of stuff that I'm saving for whenever that never happens and the kids get into it and things get destroyed.
So
What are you
JRC,
reading?
we are looking at being back here in the spring because the renters would need help setting up the watering system. And the really great news is they are the same mentality that we are. They want to be out here homesteading and being independent from everything. So they are just where we were 6 years ago, 7 years ago maybe. And so
5 years ago.
they're looking for some teachers, and we were happy to show them, you know, how to irrigate and how this is going to work. So we're looking at being on the road probably 5 months, 4, 5, 6 months, somewhere around there. And the best part is, for the first time in our lives, there's no like set schedule. We're not gonna.
And we're not going off. John and I have had to do a lot of talking and kind of working at our. I am a warrior. I was born a prepper. I will in my heart and soul always be a prepper. So I'm always looking for contingency plans, some way to back up the 3 other contingency plans that I have. I'm not happy if I don't have huge systems of backup plans in my brain, which is why, you know, I'm a prepper. But you know what? Everybody that I'm going to is a homesteading prepper, which means that if something bad happens, we know where to go, and you guys don't see us hopefully as a burden. You know, if bad things happen and we showed up at your house, you could be like, well, I know this girl's got skills.
Right.
And I know this girl would be a burden, and yes, we'll bring you in, and we've got food storage, come in and we'll help you.
Right.
And so to me, I think of any safe way to travel the country and know that if something bad happened, who else has a network of amazing people that already have livestock, that already have food storage, you know, they already have firearms. And so it's not like we would be coming empty-handed, kind of empty-handed, but not empty-brained. We wouldn't be empty-brained.
We have our hands.
We would
have
be
our
able to
skills.
help pull our weight. Well, she would help pull our weight. So Uncle KK, this isn't a vacation, it's an education tour thing.
It
yes, that's what we have tried to do. We don't take vacations. So
We've never been on a vacation.
you and me, Demon Slayer. Interesting. Let's see. So we've got Jennifer. Thank you again, Jennifer. Let's see. Sorry for the clicking and the.
So the hardest thing for me in packing, honestly, was when I packed all of our school books, because I have all of the girls' curriculum up through high school. And I was very careful in putting it together and finding the right curriculum, and I did it on a shoestring over the course of a few years. And it was really, really hard for me to put all that curriculum in packing boxes, and yet it was a really good thing because I had to weed through it. Again, the minimalist thing. There's no point in having 47 different curriculums to teach your kids, because having all that variety distracts you from just teaching your kids. And so it came down to, I think I have 6 different books between the 2 girls that we'll be taking for them. And then I have Winston Churchill's The Democracies, and
The Law.
Yeah, I got the Law.
Frederick Bastiat.
And I got the Communist Manifesto. But a lot of the books we're bringing that are for the girls' education are also for our education. I'm really interested in reading these 3 histories by Winston Churchill, because it actually looks like it's very entertaining reading, and I'm really, really excited to read some of these really great classic books and increase my history. It just reminds me of what we're willing to do to live and to make sure our families live. What's that about Palmetto? Because all the other questions got erased.
That may have been one of the early ones. So I wasn't quite sure.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So if I can tilt the camera right. Sorry, guys. Charlotte Hudson, what are the 7 meals? So we do spaghetti, tacos.
Mung bean noodles.
Yes, mung bean
Okay, so
noodles.
wait, start with the
Okay, go
staples.
ahead.
We have tomato paste that we turn into anything tomato based. We just
Yes.
have to add water and the correct spices. So I can make tomato soup, I can make tomato sauce, I can make pizza sauce, I can make spaghetti sauce, any of those things. And then we have our dry goods, which would be beans, rice, cornmeal, oatmeal, salt, sugar, honey, and that's it.
Yeah, and then
It's
there's the
very, very
spices,
simple.
So, yeah, and it's amazing what you can create through those.
Yeah.
Plus,
can make
plus your
anything.
black beans and
And then I have my canned goods
Hamburgers,
that I've
meat.
actually canned myself. Like I can my own applesauce. We make a lot of fruit leather. I do make peach jam for John because he doesn't mind all the sugar in it.
Yeah.
We make a lot of apple butter and plum preserves and things like that. But I really restrict the girls and myself on what has a lot of sugar in it. So we don't eat the jams and the butters very often. We kind of save those for special occasions. And the girls and I sweeten with stevia and honey. John's the one that really likes things to be a little bit more normal.
Exactly. Sorry, guys. YouTube, if I knew where to put you, where I could still read. Let's see.
Yeah, you may want to lay off of those beans living in the RV. LOL. Yeah, that you know, we actually
point.
don't seem to
Good
have
job,
that
Sharon.
kind of a reaction to it so much. I
ahead.
soak them.
Uh-huh.
I soak them for a few hours before I cook them. And I don't know, are you having problems?
Yeah,
Is that
I
what that
always
look was
I always
for?
have problems. is
The
what
girls
I'm
and
saying.
I don't really
That
have
poor,
problems
the
with
poor
beans
girls
today.
in the RV.
But I do soak them, and then I do a really long cook time.
For sure.
Yeah, you may.
Well-
Okay, well, let's see.
Well,
Are you considering Northern Idaho? Would love to meet up and
Oh.
buy you guys lunch.
that
That's
honestly
our first trip
is
we're making.
that's from where we are sitting right now. That's what our dream location is
where we
northern
wanna live.
Idaho, because the laws out here are very, they're Idaho. It's very not invasive and not intrusive. There we go. And so we really do like the state, but the climate here.
We're a little too dry here.
And we've done everything. we need to find something else to do.
Well,
A new adventure, I think.
one thing that we've talked about is one of the main reasons that we're doing this is that John can't work anymore. He went back to work part-time, and he's really had a lot of pain. And so since the only debt we have is in our house, by going out and doing this adventure and trying to really find some amazing videos to take, we're hoping that we can really grow our channel in a short amount of time to the point where he wouldn't have to find another job. That if we came back home and we didn't have renters, we would then have enough to consistently cover the mortgage. Because, I mean, when everybody tried to rescue us, when I came on and I said we may be living in an RV,
Right.
not as like a huge cry for help, but just as like information, a lot of people came on our Etsy store and bought a lot of stuff and really, really made this huge effort. And the thing is it was a big deal. It was huge, but it has to be month to month. It has to be consistent. It can't be just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
We
Which
have
is-
to pay
which
a
is
mortgage
you
every
too.
month unless we paid it off.
Right.
I hear the South is much different than the North. Yes, Southern Idaho and Northern Idaho
Yeah,
are 100%.
totally
It's
different.
like they're different states.
Weather different, yeah.
And
Population difference, yeah.
People are completely different.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
liberal North, very conservative South. We're desert here. You guys have some rolling hills and a little bit of rain up where you are.
Right? You're packed Northwest. We're just desert Rocky Mountains. So
Yeah.
let's see what else. There's no beating the Southeast for length of grow season. Yes, Palmetto, that is true.
And I'm so
Um,
excited. I'm so excited to see how your guys' gardens and your animals and just hug you, because you know you see the names in the sidebar and everything and in the comments and you build a relationship with people. But one of the things I'm really excited about with the hosts is that when Tangi contacts people to get their information and to make sure we know what your channel is, I'm going to go watch your videos as we go across the nation so that we can have some good comments back and forth and you feel like you know us really personally before we get there. But don't forget to bring your own pillow.
Yeah.
I traveled via the road for
Work. For years for work, and that was always my biggest regret. I could see that, even.
well, and our house will be empty. Right now, we sold the girls' beds. Part of the reason was because I was really not wanting to be angry at them anymore for all of the nasty things I was finding in their room. So finally, I'm just like, fine. First thing we're selling is their beds because I cannot take any more apple cores and bugs. And they keep complaining of bug bites, but it's because they keep putting their blankets everywhere and they got junk in it. And I'm just like, life is too short for me to care that they don't have beds. So we sold the bed first thing.
Would we ever consider loaning the animals till we decide to return? Charlotte Hudson,
If we could find somebody to loan them to, we totally would.
definitely.
But we haven't. The one thing is I don't want to loan them to just anybody.
Right.
And they're amazing animals. I don't want to loan them to somebody that already has goats, unless like they're vet checked and I knew that they were gonna take really good care of them. And we might still sell them at this point. I'd still love to take them in a trailer. I mean,
Right.
my heart and soul is so.
It's just going to add too many complications.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, feasibly, it's not going to happen.
Hey, Mike, you figured it out.
Right.
Good job.
And you guys
That's
over
better
on,
than me.
right? You guys over on YouTube Live, it looks like we're getting bad signal again. So if we drop you, go to our About page and then click on the G+, and that's how we
Unless
get
somebody
there.
put a link
Yeah,
in
if somebody
the
can
comments.
paste the link in again, Brenda. So
And a blanket. Gotta have the blanket.
yeah, I got out of the
Well,
blanket.
and we
Amen,
have
blackness.
some really, because we sleep with a wood stove in the winter, and so we have some really, really heavy blankets and down blankets and stuff in our that we already sleep with because we're wood heat, and so we'll be taking all that with us in the RV. And our first trip we're going to try and do before we leave on October 1st.
Mhm.
We're going to go up to Permies up in Montana.
And hopefully,
Missoula.
yeah, Missoula-ish area.
And we're going to go up and see Permies and get videos of that for you guys to see, because they have these amazing cabins that you can stay in that are built from alternative materials. They're like straw bale and cob and hand hewn logs are amazing, and I think it comes down to like $300 for 3 nights, and like 1 meal is included in that, but it's gorgeous there. And I love Paul Wheaton and what he stands for. So we're going to go up and we're going to stay with them, but we're going to do it in an RV, in our RV, just as a maiden voyage to make sure everything's working.
Right.
And before there's snow
Find
on
out
the
what
ground.
won't be working.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, and we got a comment
And
before I
then we
lose it.
want to go over to Corinne because I need to deliver her hat. I finally finished it. So I need to go deliver Corinne her hat, and we want to go see Esther. And then we want to go up to Washington to see my little sister for a while. She has a new baby. And so John is finished with work when? What's your last name?
23rd.
The 23rd of August. And so come 23rd of August, we need to have the goats sold, or we need to have a trailer by then so that we can just go.
Good.
How can
So
you read that?
right? It's like squint up and learn right here.
YouTube
Anyway, YouTube looks great, is what they're
has
saying.
been great.
The thing is, we get this little like notification
That says
right there that says
ad.
its stream is horrible. So, and last week when we were trying this, it said that like right before it blipped out. And so,
I hope Amy is watching this. Amy, if you're watching this, I'm
Chime in.
making your sweater right now.
yes.
Let's see. So we won't need the blankets over with Jennifer, she says.
Hey guys, I think I found you on Google Plus, but the
Go up.
picture, what?
Go ahead, but the picture
But
is
the-
terribly blurred. Yes. And
Is it really?
it's because our
It clears up
Encoding.
later.
Right.
Yeah, once it's recorded and it comes up later as a pre-recording, it clears up and
Yes.
it's not blurry
But
anymore.
our live show, like I said, we have less than a half a megabyte of upload speed. And our service provider, which shall remain nameless at the moment,
horrible.
is they
That's okay.
constantly. It's funny because every day it drops just a little bit, and then I call and they'll set it right back up, but then it starts dropping a little bit, and so every week or so you call and it goes down.
Okay, let's stop talking about it. Okay, animals are like your kids. No one can care for them the way you do. You know, and we sold all the rabbits and the ducks and the geese about 3 days ago, and we cried. The girls and I, we
Yeah.
cried before they
Yep.
came. We cried a little bit while the people were still here, and they gave us big hugs, which was really nice because I really needed a hug.
Right.
And then we cried after they left, and
Cried when I came home from work.
cried when he came home from work. I'm like,
And they cried
"We
themselves to
sold them
sleep
all."
that night.
they
Yeah,
were
it was
supposed
just a
to
good
go in
time.
the freezer, and I did all this work, and we
Right.
sold them to somebody else for $10 a piece.
Yeah. So, Little
Last 4
Shepherd.
weeks.
Wow.
Hey, Minuteman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you made
I'm
it.
sorry that it's so hard. Well, last time we were going back and forth between YouTube Live and the Google Hangout
And Facebook
Live,
and
and so it's
trying
hard
to figure out what
out.
might work, and so.
Okay, Little Shepherd. So I think I figured out how to get here if I can remember how I got here. Right?
Right? It's not
The black
confusing at
hole
all.
that is the internet.
Ah, come on, it's clear as mud. So let's see.
Okay, back to YouTube until we lose signal there.
And I think I'm going to take one dye pot. I'm going to take a small dye pot so that I can do a little bit of dyeing while we're there. It would probably be smarter if I didn't. But the thing is, if I don't dye my own wool, then it costs me $20 at least. The last hat that I made that I ordered a pre-made color for including shipping, it cost me $32 just for the fiber, and I only charged $50 for the scarf that I made. And so all the 40 hours that I put into the spinning and the knitting and everything, I came out and made $20 from that 40-hour item.
Mm.
And so I really do need to just get everything dyed
Right.
before we leave, because
Let's see. So I can't even read the name. Misting71. Will we still be doing live streams on Sundays?
Yep.
We're definitely going to try, and if not, we will find a way to. We will hike to a mountain to find cell signal to
we'll
turn
go to a
on.
library or something.
Yes.
or like a McDonald's and find somewhere where there's Wi-Fi. If the host family doesn't have Wi-Fi, but
Right.
I think most of our host families have said that they have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
It's good.
What about your wheels? I know, right, Ginger? Have you ever processed a whole fleece? Yes. Most of my wool is raw. I have alpaca fleeces and mohair fleeces and just plain wool fleeces. The problem is that a lot of people don't like the natural colors. They want it to be kind of a bit more vibrant. And again, it costs me $40 to buy one one skein worth of wool, something that would make one small item like a hat or a pair of gloves.
Mhm.
If it's pre-dyed, it cost me $30 to $40.
Mill Creek Farm, Kentucky says, I think foraging would really help if you went minimalist. I agree.
Right? I know, but I had somebody that got really upset about Paige eating the grasshopper. I couldn't necessarily blame them, but the thing is that she had been torturing grasshoppers. She'd been going out and like kind of torturing them, and I wasn't happy about it. And I had
even
told
if they're
her
a pest, we don't
torture. And we had some really long talks about it, and I got kind of fed up with her, and I told her, next time you kill a grasshopper, I'm going to make you cook it and eat it. And she did. And then she's like, I didn't mind the taste, Mom. I would actually eat those more often. I'm like,
well, I ate one back in high school, and other than the wings kind of have the little crunchy flakes, they're, it's not that bad.
But I had one guy that got really, I think his name was Gold Space Back, as in like the gold standard, I believe. And he got really, really upset and really worried that she was going to get parasites from eating the grasshopper. And I understand where he's coming from, but there are so many weird videos out there talking about how you can get parasites from everything, and they're like clickbait scary.
And they cause cancer.
Videos?
No, you get parasites and they cause cancer.
Oh, anyway. What?
Squirrel? Nothing.
Anyway, so I went and I looked because I got a little concerned. He was really, really freaking out, and not in a troll way. He really was concerned. And I couldn't blame him for being concerned. But it turns out the videos he was looking up were weird Southeast Asia type videos, and the parasites they were worried about were a really big deal. But
where the grasshoppers are a meal in themselves. So,
what?
In Asia.
Are they?
They're big. All the bugs are big.
Well, anyway, what I'm talking about is like
humor.
that fear that the parasites are going to come and eat us all. The thing is, if you have family pets, you probably have parasites. I just, for me, it's you can't live in a box, and even if you do live in a box, the bacteria is going to get you. There's bacteria, there's bugs. So
there's bacteria in the box.
Yeah.
I don't want bacteria in the box. It's a box of bacteria.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So I'm not putting that video out that I made of her as like advice for people to go eat bugs. It was just, I did some research, and it said if you cook them thoroughly, you should be okay. And then somebody else had said, one thing you could do is put the grasshopper in hot water before you cook it, and it'll make them poop so that all the guts and everything are out. But the thing is, if you've ever had anchovies or sardines, they leave the guts in the anchovies and sardines. They just cook them really good. And so I don't know if I should be worried about it or not. He was flipping out about it. Like every person that commented on that video, he went and told them that she was going to get parasites and die. And so I felt bad for him, but I don't feel that kind of panic over things that I do some pretty good research on. I know that grasshoppers and locusts, like in the Bible, are considered clean. And so I don't know if I should flip out about it or not, but I wasn't angry with him. But I did put her on a parasite cleanse just in case, even though we cooked them till they were crunchy. I mean, I don't know how to live in that kind of fear, guys. So I don't know if I should take that video down because that one person was really scared, or if I should leave it up because it's kind of funny. I don't know.
Let's see. Here's the question. Sharon says, has she messed with any more grasshoppers?
No.
Good. Even though she liked them.
She hasn't.
Nice. Okay, so back to topic. Flying Bee Farm is asking how are you minimizing to travel aside from food?
We are down. Everybody will be allowed to have 2 pairs of pants, enough socks to last for a week, enough underwear to last for a week, and 1 pair of shoes that can go as either dressy or not dressy. Where we're going to warmer climates, I'm tempted to have the girls just take their sandals. And maybe we'll just buy shoes along the way if we get to the point where they need to be closed. So the thing with the girls is that they will take their socks off and bury them in the yard so that they don't have to take them in the house to the dirties. They do the same thing with their shoes.
We will be leaving a trail of socks across the country.
If you guys are short on socks, don't worry, we'll bring you some.
Well, yeah. I mean, they'll be kid size, but that's okay. So.
Some of the hardest stuff to leave has been like my fabric storage, and I've got all sorts of winter clothing that is the perfect size for the kids to grow into, and it's all expensive stuff that we got as hand-me-downs. I'm having a little bit of a hard time leaving that for the mice.
Did you see what Helios
What
said?
did Helios say?
Get that man a job at the CDC.
What does that
Amen.
mean?
He's freaking out about everything.
What's a CDC?
Center for Disease Control.
Yeah, Helios, that's really kind of what it felt like. And I felt so bad for him that he was so scared. But you can't just go and Google like parasites, or else you're going to get parasite videos and they're going to scare the crap out of you. And that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to be clickbait, so people will come and be scared and watch it.
Doug and Stacy say leave it up. Great clickbait. And they said, and the Bible, and in the Bible, LOL. So, yes. Elisha eating.
And see, like
See, it's a
Teresa,
biblical diet.
that kind of video where you saw a video where a praying mantis got put underwater and worms came out. That could have just been its guts. I mean, some of these videos, I don't know. I mean, there's some videos out there that talk about parasites and get really scared about it. And
everybody has parasites.
everybody has parasites. And you could call viruses parasites. We all have viruses in us that are benign and that pop up when we're under stress.
Yeah.
And my animals have parasites. That's why I occasionally worm them.
Mhm.
And we play with the animals, and so we might get some. And it's not a bad idea to do an occasional parasite cleanse, but that doesn't mean everybody's brains are getting eaten alive by nasties. It's not that big of a deal.
Woody says, don't worry, Asians eat rats and don't die. So,
Yeah.
it's true. Let's see.
I just feel bad when people are scared. I don't really like to scare people and make them worry that I'm abusing my kids that way.
I agree.
I abuse them in other ways.
Well, you
Make
know,
them do chores.
there's people who posted videos and they get phone calls. I mean, people call CPS on them all the time. So the guy who had his teenage daughter and
shot the computer.
Shot the computer, yeah. So everyone's like, he's gonna kill her. No, he just took away her computer.
She did do an amazing job, didn't she? I was actually kind of proud of her. Not that I want her to eat bugs on a regular basis, but you know, if it came down to it, would I eat grasshoppers? Yeah, I'd cook them real good, but I'd eat them if it was down to that.
Right. Let's see. So everyone has a parasite. Yes. Looking for it. Little Shepherd says, "Yum." Yes. It wasn't that bad. The one that I had, he had boiled them in salt water and then baked them, and it actually tasted like a potato chip, corn nuts. There we go, and they were good. Helio says you get parasites from Googling parasites. Yes, that is kind of how I took that too.
The guy probably kisses his dog in the face, and dogs eat poop. Exactly. It's just life is too short to worry about stuff like that.
Dana Ford, I'd be more afraid.
There's a lot of people
McNuggets.
who are parasites. Did you see what Mike said? There's a lot of people who are parasites.
That's awesome.
Very true. Not sure if this has been asked yet, but what medium are you using to dye your wool? I use all sorts. Sometimes I use Right dye, which you just get in the grocery store. A lot of people say that it won't dye wool, but it does. It dyes wool. They're limited in colors, though. I also use the Jacquard. But I really like the Gay wool. The Gay wool through Louis. I think it's Louis. Is it Louis?
Yeah.
I think that's who it was, but it's incredibly expensive. The Gay wool dye is $13 a bottle.
And I deleted a question that they asked if we should get a shipping container for, what did I just do? Okay. For storing our stuff from mice. And that was an
kissing
option.
my dog in the face? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't mind a little dog poop on your mustache.
Or parasites. So. Anyway, no, my parents have offered up there at an old farm that has a granary, and those granaries are specially designed to keep mice out, and so that's where we're storing most of our stuff in the interim.
Yeah, and we don't have much that we're taking there yet. I have about 6 boxes of books, and that's pretty much it. We have a little bit of clothing storage, maybe another 6 boxes of clothing storage so far. Everything I'm trying to sell it. I'm liquidating it because if we're gone for a while, there's no point in holding on to furniture. We can just go to a secondhand store or garage sale and pick furniture up when we get back, you know, or wherever we end up, you know.
And I see our storm is passing and the sun will be coming out. So it's gonna blow.
Did you want to look on?
We're starting to glow.
Did you want to look on Google?
And YouTube. YouTube. So what are we saying? They're off chatting. Oh, wait. No. Oh. Wheat Tree Bonsai. I feel safer eating grasshopper in any fast food place. Agreed.
Just about right.
Let's see. My brains were consumed by liberal parasites decades ago. Good job, Doc.
Okay, so again, very hard time. I'm having a very hard time. Not, no, don't close
Yes,
it, babe.
we're,
Nope,
we're
don't close
glowing,
it.
darling.
Don't close it.
I'm not going to
Don't
close it. I'm turning it down. We can see definition, not just pasty white that I normally am.
And so I'm keeping a lot of references. A lot of the high school references that I have for the girls are going into storage. Let's see. So mostly we're keeping our bedding. We're taking like 2 pots and
2 frying pans.
1 cup for each person. We're going to buy paper plates just to try and minimize a little bit of the water usage. And we might take plates. We might change our minds, but
yeah, we will have dishes to do, so maybe plates won't be that much more.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
so only 1 for each person, and that way every meal gets cleaned up as it gets made a mess of.
Amish Country Homestead. Do we grow a lot of our animal feed? Yes and no. Our crabapple tree has fed our poultry for years now.
And the rabbits.
And the rabbits and
the goats.
yeah. And this year we did buy a couple ton of hay to get the goats through the winter because we won't be here, and it'll just be a lot more easy.
Well, we didn't know we were leaving when we bought all that hay.
True. Let's see. Can you do a farm tour before you leave? I'm curious.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Your setup. I think that's a very good idea.
I haven't done one of those in a while. I've actually taped quite a few. I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 videos on my wireless cloud right now that I need to turn into videos.
If we could just get to it.
But I've been focusing really hard on actually spending some time during the day with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I was working 60-hour weeks. Now I'm just doing 40-hour weeks. And it means I get a chance to say hi to people, but it doesn't actually include any video editing besides just the 2 or the 1 that I put up. Because collaborations and stuff like that, it takes a lot of time to set them up, and we've been trying to do more collaborations. And the Etsy store has taken up some time. So
Cokeman 230, first time he is tuned into the live show. Hey, glad to have you here. Let's see, do you use alkaline or metal acid dyes for your dyes? Cool.
They are acid dyes. And then what did they say about the sweater? Did you say you make sweaters? Yes, they're very expensive.
It's homesteading with Dutch.
I started making the sweaters when I did the Kickstarter to get our greenhouse. And at that time I had them up for $200 for a sweater. And I thought I would have 6 months to make it because we had the Kickstarter and I only put 1 up for sale. But we had the guy that wanted to buy it. He said, I want 7 more. And so I was like, what? And he wanted 2 of them done before Christmas. And I said, what? It takes me somewhere between 150 and 350 hours to make a sweater. And so we do have them on the Etsy store, but I priced them really, really high because it takes so much time and I want them to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And it takes me at least 3 months solid to make a sweater. And so
that's all she's making.
That's all I do.
There's no extra.
And some of those hours are 18-hour days to get that sweater finished.
That was definitely a growing 6 months that we had.
It was because you have 2,200. Is it 2,200? It's more than 2,200.
2,600 hours in each one.
No, I was talking about yards of
gotcha.
Yarn. And so between the dyeing and first I have to buy the yarn, I buy the wool, and it costs me about $80 per sweater to buy the wool. If I don't buy the wool, then I have to card the wool myself, which doubles the amount of time it takes me to make that sweater. And so for a normal adult size sweater, the minimum is 150 hours. The average is 350 hours per sweater. So I charge $1,200 for a sweater because I want to know that this person really wants this sweater because it's going to take months out of my life to make it. So yeah, it's super, super, super expensive.
Jeffrey's asking which YouTube feed is clear. There probably isn't one. If I remember right, I set the camera on a very low setting, and so sorry guys, we're still testing, and everybody in the world has better internet than us, so that's why I know what's going on. And there's probably 2 feeds because I screwed up on the app. So
What, just now?
no, when I put this together, I put one up and then
You have to price them high. That's a lot of work. I do
It
have
is,
to price
it
them
is.
high because,
it was causing problems in our marriage.
well, I wasn't, there was one night where he had to come and like
Pick her up.
pick me up and get me out of the chair. I was so tired that I couldn't function, and yet I was spinning with my eyes closed because I can do
And
it
she
by the
had
feel
done
of
it.
my hands.
She had done it since 5 in the morning, and that was 11:30 that night.
And I had to get it done
It was
because of my
like
time limit.
done.
But it was not a good thing. And so now I want people to love them well enough that they'll pay a high price, because I put a lot of love into them. I put hair into them, for crying out loud, because I'm always shedding. And so there's always pieces of me in the sweater. And so it's not that I don't love to make them, but I do have to be compensated well enough that for that at least 3 months of my life, I have something to show for it for my family.
So let's see.
Not sure if you've been asked yet, but what medium are you using to dye your wool? Yeah, I use acid dyes.
And it hasn't mattered the brand yet. Of
I
the
really
two, do you
prefer gay
prefer-
wool. I really prefer gay wool.
Okay. Let's see. Does it cost anything for me to keep using Google
So
Plus
can't
to watch all
read
my
it.
favorite homesteading shows? No, I don't think
No,
Google Plus
Google
costs
Plus is totally free.
anything. That's Little Shepherd Farm. Sorry, guys, for the clicking. I'm going to jump through. Bug protein. Yes, agreed.
And yes, I have processed fleeces. If I can do fleeces, it saves me a lot of money rather than anything that's been pre-carded.
Go for Green says, when is the collaboration?
Which collaboration is the question?
Right?
We always have several that we're working on at the same time. We have a really, really big one coming up with Go for Green Living and Big Bear, which shall remain secret. Yeah, Jacquard dye from Dharma.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's very inexpensive. You
Uncle
don't want
KK,
sandals in Georgia on account of
the homestead ants are bad.
is that the fire ants?
Yeah, probably.
Um,
Nasties. For some reasons, yes. Okay, where'd that? Oh,
I could clone my own Julie.
okay. Hi,
Could
Helio.
you?
So
That
There
would
it
be
is.
amazing.
little shepherd jumps in. Oh, Shepherd Farm. Do you guys have a travel trailer or camper? Or what? We have a 20 foot. So it will be very cozy.
Class C.
Class C motorhome that's a year older than we are, and picked it up with very low miles, and it's simple to work on. So I'm going to take my toolbox with me, and it will be an adventure. We may get out of the driveway. So we are looking forward to it, and we're just going to have to remember during all the difficult times that
Yeah.
they're really the best times.
And Ginger said you could dye your natural color. I could do that. I feel like the activant, the mordants and everything are just as toxic as anything in an acid dye. In order to get your natural colors to stick, you're using a lot of alum and other things.
Definitely.
And so I kind of feel like I might as well use acid dye as use the natural stuff with all the other toxic ick you put in it.
Right.
I could use natural dyes. I have some natural dye kits that I could use, and I just haven't. I really like natural colors myself.
Homesteading with Dutch.
I know, right, Helios? My DNA is in your hats.
Yes. How long does it take to make a beanie?
It takes me
Homesteading
about
with Dutch.
40 hours if I do it from scratch. And so if I do one of those double layer hats, I have 80 hours into that hat between the dyeing, the spinning, and the knitting. 80 hours, and I charge $200 for the double hats, and I have 80 hours into them.
He also says.
Plus the material.
He also says 11:30 was no problem. He's up talking to Big Bear till 1 a.m.
Is he? I know. Isn't that kind of fun how Big Bear just kind of randomly pops up sometimes and
Right.
just sits and chit chats? I have a tendency to pop in there a lot late at night. It's really weird. 'Cause I'm not usually like a huge late night owl, but I always seem to catch Big Bear.
Right.
Um,
And then he says you woke up late for church. Yeah, we understand.
what? Oh, after
After-
talking
yeah,
to
after
Big Bear?
talking to
Yeah,
Big Bear.
right?
Oh, let's see. Sorry, guys, my face. Audio is very poor. Sorry.
Talk louder, honey.
I wish you hear Rihanna is very low. Refresh or turn your volume. They're talking about volume now. So, books.
Books. The one that I'm the most excited about reading with the girls is Swiss Family Robinson, and it's a particular edition. This is the edition that I read to my brothers. I read it when I was like 12 and 13, and it needs to be this one specifically. Okay, I will show it to both. Don't worry.
Yes,
And it's called the Educator Classic Library, and it's this specific one. And the reason it's this specific one is that it has pictures of what they're talking about, kind of like an encyclopedia. And it's amazing. It's amazing to read. It's amazing to show them the pictures. And it talks about the ways that they took the very different climates and everything that they had on the island and how they used them. And I think it is like, my side of the mountain doesn't hold a candle to the Swiss Family Robinson in this particular edition. It's just amazing. So that's the next one we're going to read. Right now, we also just started The Hobbit, the unabridged version. So
and they made a book out of that movie.
Yeah,
I
they
was
did.
so impressed. So
I read The Hobbit and these other books to my little brothers when they were little teeny tots. Read Chronicles of Narnia to them. Read all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy books several times to them, and it's kind of fun to read them to my girls now.
Let's
What
see.
time are we?
We are 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
So, okay, Little Shepherd Farm. Are there any veggies you guys grow this time of year for the fall season?
Lots of
If we could
tomatoes
grow
right now.
anything for any other season besides the season, we've got winter and the growing season, and the growing season starts in July, ends in September. So.
We will be picking up pumpkins from our neighboring farmer that will just be coming ripe. We have sunflowers out in this field right now that are keeping all the bees happy, and we will be harvesting those to feed chickens. If we had chickens, maybe we'll be leaving them for the goats. I don't know. Right now, mostly what I have out in the greenhouse is herbs. Lots of herbs, lots of tomatoes ripening right now. And mostly we're just keeping fruit trees alive right now while we are waiting to leave.
Right.
You missed the goldenrod question.
Oh, sorry. He was talking about growing in mid-Mississippi. Sorry. The button's a little touchy, guys. So, and I'm just staring at YouTube. I feel bad for these guys. Let's see. It was user. Okay, not Mr.
All
Bear.
good books to
Good.
read. I found them. I found they help with the imagination. I agree, David. And also, I think they really help you to learn how to look at your surroundings and find solutions. You know, when you talk about like the Swiss Family Robinson, what they did was they took, you know, what was lying on the ground around them in a very pristine climate, of course. So there was more wildlife and everything like that. And they made fortresses, and they made tree houses, and they made caves, and they made saltpeter, and I mean they made so many amazing things. And I think that even in our somewhat degraded environments now, I think there are still things. Even if you're using what others would consider garbage, you can make inexpensive shelters for animals and turn it into an adventure.
Definitely. Homesteading with Dutch finally got 2 pumpkins. That's cool.
Good job.
Yeah, nice.
I don't have any pumpkins right now, so I'm totally jealous.
Yeah.
Ours got killed by the little sow bugs that came up as the pumpkins germinated and started to sprout. The sow bugs came up and killed everything.
So We Tree Bonsai got one. Thank you, Dana, for requoting it. She says, tell us about the yellow quilt.
Oh, my grandma made it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things I'm going to cry about when I take it down and put it in the chest. I'm accumulating all of these keepsakes that were made by my grandma or loved by my grandma or her sisters. And I'm going to take them to my mom so that they'll be safe and not in storage. Yeah, this one, the Sunburst. It's beautiful, isn't it? I love it. I think it's better than paint, so much better than paint. And then, let's see. So are you going to write your own family travel log with YouTube links? I think that's a really great idea, Helios. Okay.
Okay, so Ralph Moody wrote us. Okay, sorry. We'll bring this up for you guys on G+.
Ralph Moody wrote a series of 7 books to start with Little Britches
that are 100 years old that are amazing about a young boy that comes west with his family. I read it to my kids 3 times. I'll have to go look it up. Ralph
Yeah,
Movie,
definitely.
that sounds really familiar. Sorry, it's Freak Geek 2 from YouTube. Google will not let me change the name. Hey, Freak Geek.
Why?
Sorry if I keep making strange faces, but it's really hard
And
to
sorry
see.
if you hear click, click, click.
So you're going to write your own family travelogue. Well, I'm hoping to write a whole bunch of ebooks. It's I want to work on my writing and work on my ability to create the ebooks and have them turn out better. Like the one that my mom made that was for fermenting, I couldn't get it to format correctly. And so I'm having, and Etsy wouldn't let me upload that size of file to send people just the PDF, which was higher quality, because it had too many pictures, because she was trying to show people what she was doing too. So I really need to work on my ebook work. Sorry, got to run, got to do a seek. Search on World of Press Books on eBay. Good deal. See you, Mike.
Nice.
I've seen many textbooks all
through the years, but the best ones are the old ones, like when it was.
yeah, and that's what we
yeah.
keep. All of our textbooks are antiques. All of them.
The older and cleaner the book, the less chance you are of finding a really good source of info to work from.
That's
But
true.
yeah.
It needs to be kind of thumbed through, doesn't it?
Right. Let's see.
All good books to read. I found that they help with imagination. Yeah, David.
That's for sure. And YouTube is saying very beautiful quilt, by the way.
It's pretty, isn't it? Well, show them the Dirtpatcheaven one. You almost can't see it. Just
yeah, we got one. So that one.
That one I'm going to cry taking down too.
Yes. If I can get my head out of the way.
Because that one was made by a YouTube follower, and we exchanged. I sent her 3 fleeces and some yarn, and in exchange she made me this beautiful quilt that says Dirtpatcheaven.
Yes.
And another thing I'm going to cry when I take down.
Right.
Do we need to go over to Tommy's? What time are
We're
we?
getting there. We got 4 minutes.
Okay.
Never had grandparents, so you are so blessed. You know, we both had both of our grandparents through our childhood.
Yeah, until very recently.
Yeah, I lost my first grandmother when I was 18, and my grandfather just passed away 2 or 3 years ago on the other side. So I've got 2 left, and Julie has
0.
0. Sorry.
Yeah.
That got
You're
sad.
so insensitive.
That went dark.
Seriously. Plus, sad thing is, the newer books, if you pay attention, have many mistakes.
Yes.
Well, or they're abridged
Revision.
within an inch of their life. You all did have one of the YouTube feeds that was clear. Maybe you.
The ISP will get the feed better for you. Well, that would be nice.
And the replay is always better. The replay is always pretty clear.
Right. And unfortunately, the ISP, where I'm using the YouTube Live off of my cell phone, so Verizon's doing wonderful for that.
Oh, so is it Edward? You guys are awesome. Thanks for helping me change my YouTube name.
Oh, yeah. You're
Wasn't that
welcome,
his name?
John. No,
Little?
he probably didn't want to use his
no,
name.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry.
Thanks, John. I'm glad it worked. So I'm sorry that it took forever to get back to you,
Thank
too.
you both for all you do. Enjoyed the show. Thank you, Sharon.
Speaking of which, that actually made, so I think my Dirtpatcheaven email has been hacked. Not the @Gmail, use that one, but the @CenturyLink one, I think it's been hacked because my password has mysteriously changed. So, anyway, 3 very old dangerous outbuildings that I like to drop and repurpose. You know, Doc, the repurposing wood turns into some of the most beautiful things. I mean, you have to do it 2 or 3 times, but it turns out gorgeous. So, okay, so we have a couple minutes left. Do we want to just segue over to Tommy? Do you have any thoughts, final?
If you want to host us, make sure to do our email at dirtpatcheaven@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we're planning on spending no more than 2 or 3 days with any one family, unless it's one of our families that we've like been best friends with for forever and we want to do classes. That would be a different option. Or if you felt like we weren't intruding by staying a little bit longer.
Or if we were, then please tell us. So,
yeah, but we are setting up, we have a form letter we're sending out, so you can give us back a little bit of information so we know where we're going and we can plan the trip a little bit better. And we want a list of films you'd like to take if you would like to start a YouTube channel,
or you would like us to promote your YouTube channel or your Etsy store or whatever you do for your livelihood, if you want to show us something cool for the channel that would like improve every homesteader's life, that's the kind of thing that we want to take videos of. And we'll put one of our videos, you know, you can take videos while we're there and put it up on your channel so that we can send people to you to see your channel, and we'll put videos of your place up on our channel. And also in the form letter, we say, by the way, if there's anything you don't want us to video, you know, make a list of it so that we just know. And
so with that said, Tommy is next over the Off Grid Nation. So guys, go ahead and check him out. Thank you for watching and have a great week. It has been fun because everything worked this week.
only because I insisted that we couldn't do more than just Google Hangout.
And yet, YouTube worked. Ha ha ha. So, and there we go. Okay, and G+, thank you guys. Appreciate you next. Little Shepherd Farm Tommy over at Off Grid Nation. Little Shepherd Farm was asking who's next. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.